All right, the main thing I see is the handbrake is different and where your glove gets to is different. So there's two drastic differences in where your glove ended up. 3 in a row. That one was repeated. 3 in a row repeated. As far as where your glove ended up. Same thing. Same thing. Okay. Good. The other thing, I think your shorts are on backwards. Side note. That's funny. But anyway. Alright, so glove hits chest there. Alright, the big thing that we need to find with you is layback. Alright, you don't have much layback. Yeah, so there's not much hip rotation until you get... It doesn't look like there's much hip rotation coming from the back leg. You extend it right there into landing instead of rotating it down into landing. So your knee should be rotating down here as this is happening. All right, so let's say this is where your glove gets to on this throw, and then it comes and hits you in the chest. And then on the next one, and I'm keying off of like arm extension. So about the same there. And then hits you in the same spot again, roughly. All right, and then check the knee. Yeah, it's rotating because it's has to, the back leg, not because you're actively rotating the hips. So it's not just about how long you can sit in your back leg, you have to be able to get out of it too. All right, so that's not bad. That's you're repeating the glove to that spot roughly. All right, I would say that's a little bit better of a glove position. Yeah, that one looks cleaner. I still think the glove needs to not stay back here much. I think as soon as you break, it needs to work itself out this way. Because it just gets in front of you here, and you're already about to land, or about to get into landing. So by the time you're landing, it's getting... If you drew a line from here to the catcher from this back angle, you would see that the glove's just getting to that line again by the time you're landing, instead of working to the left of that line as you're landing, because that helps you rotate. And the more things you have to help rotate, the easier it is. I do like this one as far as layback. It's starting to lay back behind your ear, and then your shoulders rotate to get it from here to here. So this one's a little bit better. And then again, you always need to be in front of this front toe with release point, because that's how you create a downhill angle. And then you can see that if I go, this won't be a perfectly straight line, obviously. But if you want the ball to ride, you're going to release it back here, less out front. But once you get behind that front foot, you're just torquing the arm way too much. So it needs to be in front of that front toe. So yeah, like the handbrake and having this arm back like this, I don't think it benefits you. I think working this glove out front immediately is what's going to help you rotate the best. Because at this, let's go, as your front foot's opening up, so from this foot starts to work open here, you can see this knee is getting dragged down in. Okay, it's the opening of the front hip is pulling the back leg open, and you almost want to force the front hip open with the back hip, if that makes sense. But it's hard for you to do that because the glove's all the way over here. It's hard to rotate your hips this way whenever there's a big weight of like the glove. It would be over here if we're looking on this line. And this is where the more angles you have that you can put together on a throwing motion, that you can explain the mechanics better. So kind of disregard the video right now, but as if we were looking straight down at you like this. Here's that picture in this box. If this is the line to go to the catcher, this is catcher, this is pitcher. If my hips need to go from here out this way, and there's a big weight over here, it's hard to pull everything over here. But if that arm is here or even on this line, then it's easier to get this, and then this snaps through easily as well. So that's what I meant by like setting yourself up to rotate. So this thing hanging out, this glove hanging out here doesn't benefit you. And that's why it hits you in the chest. It's trying to get to your left, but it can't. So that, like, this position isn't necessarily bad. It's just early. Like, you do want your chest to pop out towards the catcher. But again, it's just happening early. It's happening in this direction instead of towards your target in that direction. See how this is the most stretched your chest is going to be? And then it's still stretched right here slightly, which is better than I've seen in some videos. But you can see how the elbow's working this way already. You want to get this chest stretch at this point, so this elbow is back here slightly, and then in this frame it goes from here up to here as the chest pulls it through, and that's where velocity can come from. The shoulder rotation and the chest muscles are pulling the arm forward effectively. And that's where scap retraction is important. So yeah, I think you need to, I know it's going to be weird, but you need to work that glove out front. More to help you rotate. And I kind of like this one. But I can see that you're adding intensity. All right, and then you're a frame early because you just hit the ground there and you're already here in this L position. And then the next one is where the leg actually hits. It bears weight and your shoulder's already over here if this is a pitcher on that center line. So you've already closed hip separation by the time you create hip shoulder separation, but you close it before you land. So imagine it like this. Let me get two different colors. All right. So if these are your hips and this is your shoulder path, and it's only this distance, this is the angle. If those, the closer they are, whenever your front leg hits, the less it has to pull and snap the shoulder this way. So if we have hips here and shoulders here, and then this is the exact position that you hit the ground in. This is where this leg is, right there. Well, no, right there where that leg stabilizes, maybe even there. Then you naturally, or your muscles and your body force this shoulder to this hip in a bigger range of motion, so it has more time to accelerate. And that's why hip shoulder separation is important. More is not always better, but the timing of it is incredibly important. And it comes down to foot strike. That's why front foot strike is so important. So yeah, I think the big thing, you are riding your back leg better, but I think you're still screwing yourself up with this glove being all the way over here. I would say when you break your hands, this glove needs to lead you towards the catcher. It really does. Because it does eventually, but it happens it's different than the rest of your body's motion. Your arm path looks better as far as not pulling the ball to your ear as hard. You still do it a little bit, but again, that happens when you're late on rotation. So keep working on it, but that glove, you're going to have to change that front glove, because that's what's comfortable for you right now is not efficient for you right now. So work on changing that front glove, getting it out towards the catcher quicker to allow it to help you rotate and not stop your rotation.